Hello, formation friends. Today's our last day of our journey together as we are uh, considering the formation of our souls through the book of Proverbs. We've been really seeking the king, right? Relationship with the king, his kingdom, his perspective of how life works, and right standing, how we can take our right place. And so these little daily investments of informing our souls and reflecting, those build up over time. I want to encourage you that if this has been a benefit to you, that you continue a pace of that kind of investing uh, your position so that you can receive from God in fresh ways and continually inform who you are. If it's been a benefit to you, I want to encourage you again. Some things like tomorrow, actually, I'll be doing that Soul Sabbath Saturday webinar from 10 to 12 Eastern Daylight Time. And that will be a time to still ourselves and practice some spiritual disciplines to really restore and heal our souls. That might be really valuable for you at this time of year. Also, as you know, uh, I am a what I call a clarity and spiritual leadership coach. I help people in transition or times where they need traction in their life. I help them get clear, get focused, and be fruitful. I help you take bold steps into your future and lay a foundation for the rest of your life. And if you're at a stage like that, you could use a free coaching seminar with me where I would, a one on one, not a seminar, a one on one. If you'd like to do that, have a strategy session for about 30, 40 minutes. We can talk about what's going on in your life and what might help you get clear for the next stage of your life. If you'd like to do that, go to tommygriff.com, tommygriff.com, tommygriff.com. Well, today, what I'd like to do is let's close this thing up. Let's look at Proverbs 31. I want you to notice just at the beginning, it's an interesting thing. I bet you didn't even know. Good chance that you don't know that this part is not written by Solomon. It's written by King Lemuel, but it's actually related to the wisdom, the words that he's received from his mom. So this is very different in that respect. And I find it interesting, even when she relates to him, when she's speaking to him, she says, son of my womb. There's a relationship between a mother and a son that's different. She gave him life. It is a miraculous thing that God entrusts humans, to broken households, to fallen people, and he births them through humans. You came from your mother's womb. It's a wild idea. And we can see that not only does she give him life, she gives him love. And we can see she's kind of a prophetic intercessor, I would say, because we see that in verse 8, she really stands up and wants him to stand up for justice. She says, speak up for those who cannot speak up for themselves. Let me say that to you. Speak up for those who cannot speak up for themselves, for the rights of those who are destitute, for those who are in need. So, what she's saying to her son is tangibly care for those who are in need, intercede for them, come and stand in the gap between where they are and what the resources and what they need. So she's really encouraging him to use his position and his voice to stand up for those in need, to, in a sense, speak with authority to those in authority. And I want to encourage you in some spheres of your life, you have authority. Could be your household or your neighborhood or place at work. It could be in the city. It could be in a number of places. Recognize that with that comes a responsibility to care for those in need. Speak with the authority God's given you in the places, in the roles he's given you. Speak with that authority to the authorities that need to be moved to caringly release resources to those in need. We move on to the last portion of the last chapter of Proverbs, verses 10 and following. And that's an interesting thing. There's 22 verses there, and it's really an acrostic poem starting with each letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Remember that most of the Old Testament is written in Hebrew. And so, really, this is like a glorious picture of what a great woman or a great wife could look like. Remember, kind of a mother speaking to her son, saying, all right, here's what you want to look for. And then it's this glorious picture of who she can be. It's not how to be a nice wife. That's not the picture of how scripture even deals with anything. It's this is the kind of woman you want to look for in life. This is the kind of partner that you want to look for. She needs to be a kind of perfect bride, a virtuous woman. Virtuous, we don't use that term a lot in common uh, currency language, but it really means a right standing woman, a woman who stands rightly in a relationship with God, rightly in who she is, and rightly in a relationship with others. This is a virtuous woman. This is what it looks like. This is what we want to be like in life. And it starts in verse 11 says that she's a woman that her husband has full confidence in. That's the kind of marriage that we want for both partners. That when we ask them to do something, if I ask my wife to do something, that she follows through. She's competent. Right now, we have an electrical concern. She's competent to either do it or to have somebody do it. She's competent in areas that maybe ought to be competent in. I'm competent in areas that she isn't. We want to have full trust in each other. That's what a good marriage looks like. That's what a good working relationship looks like in every arena. This is the kind of woman you want to look for, son, that you would marry. She's somebody that we see here that not only follows through, she blesses others. She is an industrious woman. She's entrepreneurial, meaning that she can start things. She can recognize how things work, how business works, how finance works. Does everybody have these skills? No, but you want to be aware of the ones that do. You want to look for a person of substance, son. She's one who provides. She's healthy and strong, takes care of herself. She has compassion for the poor. She presents herself well. That means that she has self-confidence. She knows who she is before God, in herself, and before others. She manages and stewards the resources entrusted to her, some down her family line, some in her workspace, some in the neighborhood, some by God, what he's given her. She can manage it well. She is a good steward. She's a woman of honor. Her family honors her not just in the eulogy when she dies, which is important. That's a real thing, but even in life. You can tell you have a good marriage when your spouse honors you publicly. You can tell you're a good parent when your children honor you. You can tell you're a good son or daughter when your parents honor you. You can tell you're a good employee when you're honored, when you live a virtuous, a right standing life. Others take notice. And it says that she'll be recognized even at the city gates. Those are the places of power. When you are living in right standing before God and yourself and others, those in authority take notice and they recognize. I want to encourage you to seek first the King. Right relationship with him is the most important thing you have in life. Secondly, be aware of, learn, internalize the kingdom, his perspective, how life works, what God's heart is, what his intent is, and live in right standing before him, in yourself, get healing or whatever, that you can understand who you are, and right standing in your positions where God has placed you. I want to remind you again, if you want to participate in the Soul Sabbath Saturday seminar, you need to register today. It's tomorrow, so you need to register today. It's a free webinar. Go to soulsabbathsaturday.com to register. If you would like to have a strategy session with me, Go to tommygriff.com and you'll have a link to my coaching calendar. We set up a 30-40 minute time where we clarify your life. Lastly, as we close everything up for this month, I want to encourage you to be a person of follow through. Follow through with your spouse. Follow through with your workplace, with your friends. Follow through in your relationship with God. And remember those in need around you. Don't just have a soft heart, have a tangibly helpful posture where you help those in need. It's been great. I'm kind of sad to say goodbye to the end of this journey. It's been fun for me to share these things. I'm doing the kind of stuff that I'm made for. That's actually what I want to help you do, the things you're made for. Have a great continued pursuit of the wisdom, the revelation from God. Live it out. Enjoy. I'll catch you soon. Look for me. I'll be doing stuff. Bye-bye.